And good morning, everyone. My name is George Kosch. I am your Bootcamp instructor, World Profit CEO, and all that good stuff. You can see my desktop here, so we're ready for a massive June sales bonanza. And of course, I want to welcome all of our new silver members, everybody who upgraded to platinum. As you know, with platinum, you get the let me just turn off this. Guy says golf. Don't show. Turn on quiet hours. That's better. There we go. So you guys won't see any messages coming up. Anyways, welcome to all the new silver members, platinum upgraders. And as you know, if you upgrade to platinum, you get 40% instead of 20% commission, and you also get the autoresponder. That's a fantastic thing. You'll notice I look around a lot when I'm doing this. The reason I'm doing that is I have 5 computers around me, and I'm going to show them to you. The one on the left is for the people. Well, why don't I do that right now? I'm sure Brian Armstrong won't mind. Will you, Brian? He's on live right now. So what I'll do is I'll just go live here, and then I could show you on my camera. There we go. And you'll probably see me on my own screen here. I'm just on my little Samsung right here. So this is me. See me? You can see me 2 times now, but I've got my Samsung in the way here. So I want to show you my computers. There you go. There's one. There's another. And there's the one that I'm doing my workshop and broadcast on, and then I can't twist, so I'm going to turn all the way around. I've always wanted to show you folks all my computers. There's another one that just does some server stuff, and that's my broadcast computer there. Okay, so thanks, Brian. Sorry to interrupt you. And go video off, just to show you that you can indeed use a phone or a Samsung tablet or anything with our new Live Business Center. It's fantastic. It's going to give us the ability to do really one thing: communicate. The secret to success online in the business that we're running is communication. And having chat alone is fine. Chat, like you're seeing with Jan typing in, is great. There's nothing wrong with only having chat. But what I really like is the fact that we can have somebody on a video feed talking to the people in the chat area to save time and to make it more personal, because we're a community, and it just makes the whole thing different than anyone else has. You will not find another company that does it this way. Why? I don't know. Maybe they, I don't know, the technology isn't, well, it took a few months to figure it out, but the technology isn't super advanced or anything. However, this is unique to World Profit. We are a community, and if you're a new silver member and you don't know that, you should now. We're created this system not only to make sales to associates that are coming in, but we also created this system so that we could help current members. We had a member come in and he joined, he signed up, and his email failed. And I was alerted to it earlier, about half an hour earlier, and all of his email to his Yahoo account kept failing. And now this was because the Yahoo account actually didn't exist anymore. I don't know why they shut it down on him or whatever, but that didn't matter. We could communicate through chat. So I chatted to the guy. I said, hey, listen, I need a new email account. He supplied it. We're all good now. Everybody's happy. So there could be people coming in to our member area day after day, and there's just that one thing that they need to know to be able to purchase a silver membership, right? So let's just turn this off right now. So this is the purpose of the new Live Business Center. It is able to communicate with any device. It doesn't matter if you're on your phone. You could be on like your Samsung phone. You could be on a tablet. You could be on anything. Okay, so that's what we're at right now, and we're still testing it, but it's working great. So the thing that you need to understand as a new silver or platinum member even is that our purpose is to bring people into our business platform, not as a business opportunity. We're not a business opportunity, we're a business training program. We're going to teach you how to generate traffic online and build your business slowly, but build it the right way, by generating a list, by emailing that list, having us also email the list of associates that you generate, and always trying to close sales and have people come in to the program and benefit from it. If at any time you have questions, feel free to just type it into the chat area there that you see. Not the one that I was just showing you, the one that you're in with the Adobe Connect system. And I will try to help you out with answers to your questions. Okay. The couple of notes that I had for today is, again, I've noticed that a lot of people are promoting, and you're doing a good job. You're going in, you're watching this first video here, which is under training, which you'll see if you get to lesson 3, which is the key. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is get yourself to lesson number 3. Okay, and down along on the left side here, or sorry, on the center portion, it will tell you how to get those bonuses for upgrading to silver. All right. But before you do that, you should go under training, just like it says here, where I've highlighted it in that ugly yellow red so it stands out. You want to click on training and you want to go to this first video here. It's right near the top of the page. All right, and you want to watch this video. It's going to guide you through the first part and get you started with a little bit about the member area and things like that. Okay, just to give you like an orientation and get you started promoting. The first and most important thing that you can do is start to promote. Many people make a common mistake, and that little mouse button here roams around to the website management area, which it shouldn't do. You want to stay away from your website management and all of these other things until you start the training, which means that you're starting to do your promotion according to this video. That will get you into the 20 traffic streams, and you'll start joining them at any pace that you would like. If you look at one and you don't like it, you don't have to join it. Or if you join it and you don't like it, it doesn't work right, they want money that you don't have, and you don't want to upgrade, you don't have to. Right? Everything is included in the silver membership. You don't have to purchase traffic, you don't have to buy upgrades, you don't have to do any of that. Okay? Try to promote to these outside places as much as possible. These are great. These have nothing to do with world profit. All right? When you get your bonuses, for example, in our sites, we're really wanting you to promote outside affiliate programs to these sites. Okay, and you'll know them because you'll get your bonuses and you'll say, oh wow, Safe List Extreme, Dragon Safe List, things like that. They're probably 50-50 of current members, or members that were with World Profit, and then people that we don't know. They just come from search engines and things like that. So it's okay to promote to those sites, but we prefer if you promote your other affiliate programs or other products such as your ClickBank promo kit and your Moneymakers kit, okay, which you'll get into as you go. All right, and of course, the ad examples are all here. Okay, and you can use these ads as much as you wish. All right, you can change the ads if you want, meaning get rid of some of it if it's fine. Okay, these are just here as guidelines for you to promote. All right. Does everybody understand a little bit about that so far? It's very important that you have an understanding of that, just to get you started. If so, that's great. Okay, and for Riel, I'll be talking to the monitors a little bit later, just a couple of review points and things like that for you. Make sure that you guys get off to a good start. I'm just going to turn off my Samsung here. I don't want to burn the battery up. Okay, so I wanted to go to a program right now that a lot of you are using. It's under your Prospect Manager here. So I'm going to click on Prospect Prospect Manager, and it's called Email Commander. This is completely free, and it enables use that we have. We haven't partnered up with them or anything. They're free accounts. The number one is, of course, SendGrid. Now, once you've set these up, an important thing, and this is the part where if you're sleeping right now, you need to pay attention, because this is really important. There are a few of you that are having some problems because your email is not going out. What you want to do is you want to log into your SendGrid account, for example, or your Mailgun account, and just make sure that everything is flowing and that things are going out. Okay? If there's any problems in here, you're going to see it under your activity and settings and things. The reason I'm saying this is there are probably about 5 or 6 people that right now are sending out email using their prospect mailer, and they're not going out. They're going into our block mailbox, which we have. And I used to send notifications out. And the problem with that was I would say, for example, say it was Jan. So I send Jan an email and it says, your SendGrid account, you might want to look at it, it's not working properly. What will happen at that point is the composition of a what I call a rebound, which, and again, Jen wouldn't do this, but George, why is it not working? In other words, it's like, listen, I don't know. You need to go to your account and find out why, because I don't do that, right? It's your account. So what I want you all to do is, if you're using SendGrid or one of these email commander sites, most people, not many people are using Turbo SMTP. Most people are using Mailgun or SendGrid. Just go and make sure that your account is working, that it's online and it's fine and there's no problems with it. Okay? It's completely free. Like SendGrid, for example, gives you 30,000 credits for every month, and they let you use it. Okay? And it's really good. It'll get your email into the inboxes of your prospects. Okay? Do you guys, is that as clear as can be? Do you guys understand that? Now I'm looking for questions from people, so that way I can show you things. What we do in the summer is we review everything. I don't build too many things. The exception was the new Live Business Center, which I put a lot of time into because I wanted people to be able to come in and chat with us and things like that using any type of device. Okay, so if somebody comes in, on a phone or any mobile device or anything like that, it should work completely fine. Okay? Also, Ivy Brinson, if you're out there, you were the top seller for May, so congratulations to you. Okay? Good for you. I'll make sure I update that on the menus as soon as I can. I'd also like to say, obviously, a huge thank you to our top monitors. Look at these. Real, William, Glenn, Bruce, Brian. Look at all these hours. A little bit of a review also about our Live Business Center. We are always looking for monitors. That is, people who come in and they go here, and I'll bring this up again. They come into into our Live Business Center. You would see a button that looks just like this if you're a monitor, and then you come up and you'll come up to the top and the other person goes down. It just kind of shuffles like that when you come up, and you'll be trained and taught about how the Live Business Center works. And essentially, I just happen to have my online draw program up. Our member area looks like this, like the other browser that you saw. And we have a person here, and we have a little chat area here with a list of people, and then we have all the buttons on the top, right? This is our member area, okay? What happens is when an associate comes in, just like me here, they can turn on and off the Live Business Center. But here I am as an associate. It says associate member. And of course, you can hear Brian in my thing right here. I'm just going to turn that on. There we go. All right. So what this all means is when associates come in to the member area, it looks just like this, and they have the ability to chat with Brian and ask questions about all of our services, and Brian can direct them. What the monitor does essentially is says, go to your top menu and watch our silver presentation. It says right here, silver presentation video. And this is what all associates see. They see exactly what I see here. Okay. If the associate comes in and says, well, I'd like to order the silver membership, all they have to do is order silver. It says it, order silver membership. They can order a 1-year package if they wish. Okay. There are other details, like, for example, the free program, membership details. If they're hitting you with 100 questions, the monitors will come in and say, go up there, there's some details on that top menu. Okay, so they see the buttons up there, right? If they also want to order and they don't know what to do, there's another order button here that floats no matter where they are on the page. Okay, then there's a support tab up here. Right? There's, I've tried to just put order buttons everywhere so they can't be missed. I'm sure they still will be, but that's fine. And they can also access this menu on the left-hand side for different things. But the bottom line is if they have a question, they can type it in. All right, because it says, please type hello in the chat area below. The purpose of this area is to answer your questions about World Profit Services. Okay? And that's how it works. And if they don't want to see it, they could just click turn off, go off. All right? What we're looking for, though, is monitors, people to come in and help out, just guiding people to watch the video. They come back, they make an offer to them. In many cases, the offer works great. We want to finally see how to actually do this. They're not going to struggle with how to promote an affiliate program, because that's what we teach them. We teach people how to promote your affiliate program, how to properly promote it. We have a great Facebook group and a community also, which you can access when you come into the main area here. You'll see a menu up at the top. Let me just click on my home button here, and I'll just turn this on. You'll see in the message center up here, we have a Facebook group that you can join, and we also have a social community that you can join. And what I plan on doing is putting this little chat area here into the community also. That way people who come in, they'll come in as guests, and we can have them come in and they would appear here in the list, okay, of people. All right. It's going to be quite an interesting season of sales with our new system in place. The new Live Business Center is still in testing, so we may revert back to the other Business Center sort of in a moment's notice, depending on some of the things that we're looking at right now with it. Okay? Yes, and you're welcome, Jan. Very welcome. And Ronald Nilsson, you don't need Skype to be a monitor. I don't know who told you that, but you don't need to have Skype. Are there any other questions? What I'm going to do is I'm going to check my questions here. I'm just going to scroll up a bit. Let me see. So Rial wants the punt button. So Rial, what you can do is for the just for monitors that are on right now, you will want to click on this link that sponsors. Okay, and you'll be able to see a block. There's a link in there that says block. You can click on that to get rid of people. Okay, they'll stay in the chat for a few moments, but as soon as they go anywhere, it just blocks their account out. Okay, be careful with that too. A lot of people don't understand English. They're from another country. Try to be patient with people. You'll notice that when people put in a URL, it doesn't light it up like a link. I might leave it that way just to dissuade people from doing that. Right? They come in and they want you to buy their thing and they put their link in. That'll never end. It's always happened. It always will. Doesn't matter what you tell people. However, without it linking, that's probably a good thing, because then they say, oh, it's not, my advertising is working. What you can always say to people, and this is again for the monitor menu, and they can place the ad in the World Profit ad stream. All right, all they have to do is scroll down. Jan just did. See this? Jan? You just go down and post your ad in here, and then hit send. It's fine. They can post as many ads as they want. We get about 20,000 ads a month in there. Okay, so there is an ad stream there that's going to get them a lot more than typing something into the Live Business Center. So maybe just make note of that and say, hey, if you got somebody that's going crazy typing ads in, just send them to say use the ad stream. That's the purpose of it, right? It refreshes every few seconds, and then the ad comes up and goes right to the top. Way better deal than putting something in a chat area that really nobody's gonna, I don't think anybody's gonna click on the ad. Okay? Are there any questions about anything? Do you guys have any questions then about the new Live Business Center? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Hopefully nobody is driving their car and accessing our Live Business Center. That's probably not a wise thing. Okay, so yeah, Jen, what we're going to do is I'm going to tread lightly with trying to make it look like the old system. What the old system had was buttons for messages and things. And what I'm gonna clean this up a bit, but you see where it says right here, LBC button messages. Okay, I'll get rid of this one. This one's gone, because those, I don't even know why I left those in there. What I would recommend is that, and I'll do this right after the program. I'll just put in the ones that matter, which are these ones. Send button 1. So what you're going to see is these, and when you click on them, it's going to automatically highlight everything. And then all you would do is you can right click and copy, or use JitBit for those messages. The reason the buttons don't work all controlled by Java, and everything that you see is a web page now. And the way it works with us is if we want to integrate with it, it's more difficult now because we got to be careful about mobile people and our video feed. Like everything is kind of extremely modernized to keep the internet super secure. So it's really interesting. I'm happy about it. At first I didn't like it, but now I do, because what you're seeing is your HTML page. And that's why it works on mobile devices, because it's very easy on the computer. That's why, you pull up your tablet from, this thing's 6-7 years old. It's like old. This thing's 7 years is really old. And it works like a charm. also on your phone. Okay, and the reason it works is because it's not as memory intensive as the other one, the other Live Business Center, and that's why it works, and it's extremely secure. That doesn't mean somebody can't come in and type anything in it. That's not what I mean by secure. What it means is nobody can mess around with it. Okay, yeah, it works on the iPad, it works on everything. Yeah, and if you want, you can do what Rich Moyer is saying. I kind of knew that all we would talk about today is the new Live Business Center. This thing is really cool. The reason I love it is because the greatest thing that you can do for a programmer is Brian was up and running in, what, a minute? And Rial, you came up and you were running in a minute. Like, every single person that's come in here has clicked on the Go Live button and their video comes up. And I haven't had anybody say, well, it doesn't work. If you do have a problem with it, let me know. Excuse me. The number one condition for this to work is a good, decent internet connection. If your internet connection fails, just for a second, what would happen is when you're seeing Brian in there, he will turn into like an outline, and you'll hear the audio only. That's just the server saying, there could have been a glitch. There could be, he might have turned not Brian, you might have turned on your microwave oven, and your laptop is near it, and it will detect that. I know it's crazy, but it works. So if you see it kind of blank, but you hear Brian, or you are on and you go off, just hit refresh. The system can't do it unless you have a really solid, not a high speed. You don't have to be like gigabit or anything. It just needs to be a connection that doesn't have any sort of bumps in it. Does that make sense? And yes, Janet will load instantly. Yeah, it'll work on all of your devices without a problem. Because all this is just for you programmer people out there, it's just a style sheet. This whole thing is powered by Java and a style sheet, and about 10,000 lines of code. But don't worry about those things. What this ends up being is a very basic, clean, easy to load system that will work on all devices. You can see that there are people. Now, what I'm going to do is you'll see this, for example, Lubyov and Alexei, even me, George Kosch, the two mean I've seen the video. The problem is if a person goes in and watches the video and then comes back, it might not update. So you just have to take their word for it that they saw the video. They probably did. If they say they saw the video, they probably did. The next time they log in, you'll see the two. Okay, so it's not that quick yet. The other thing is I'm going to add the dollar signs. So that way if a person comes in and they've got the diamond, or you know what I mean, you'll see the diamond. You'll see the dollar sign. Okay, it'll show up. Some of the people in here will say things like M beside their name, and I have to scroll down, but you might see your CC will show up, or your MCC. However, you will see some people show up with an M. That means they're mobile. And you may see people sign in. Oh, there's like a broken avatar there. I don't know why that is. Oh, that's just a bad picture. You'll see people sign in. That's just from somebody going to worldprofit.com/chat. That's just a testing area for my guest signups. I haven't added those yet. We're looking into the cost too. There's a cost. I know you guys don't have to pay, but I'm being very careful now with how many places this is posted, because there are costs involved, and then there's also security involved. Because say I just randomly post the guest area, the chat area somewhere, we don't want people just chatting in who are from some other place on the internet. Suddenly they're chatting and asking questions and we can't point them to anything, right? They'll just say, well, we won't know where they are. And it will help. So it would say sign up now sort of thing if you want to. There's a chat system everywhere. So here's an example. You can see Adam here. This person is in the video system right now, but they may come back and type to you because they can. If you go to the video as a associate, okay, so say I want to go see the silver presentation video, I don't carry over the video. That wouldn't make sense because this video is playing right now. You can't have Brian here talking to somebody while the poor person's trying to watch a video, right? That makes sense? So then you can see here. Okay, so I could type, I have a question, right, about the video, and this is just fake. So I'm not going to bug this here. I'm just going to say, here we go. So you see that? George Kosch, he's asking a question about the video that he's watching in the video room. Stuff like that, you're going to just have to just say to people, well, keep watching the video, and if they really do have a... Yeah, and Brian, absolutely. You can refresh the screen anytime you want. It is a good idea. Before you come up on monitor duty too, what I would say is a general idea is just turn your browser off. You can clear cookies and things if you want. You don't have to, but it's usually a good idea just to freshen up your browser every now and then. In Firefox, you just click on History, and you see where it says Clear Recent History. You just come up and you say clear everything or whatever you want. I would say just clear everything out if you want. And in Chrome, I always click the Control button, Shift button, and Delete button simultaneously, and that'll bring you to your settings, and you can clear off everything. Or you can always go up here to these three little buttons, and you go to Settings, and then clear your cookies. It's down near the bottom. So it's totally up to you if you do that. You don't have to, but it is recommended. So David Greaves, it might take a while, David. What I would recommend you do is do that same thing, because what it's doing is it's probably going to a cache file here. Let me see what it says. Copy the image address updated. I just go here and then type in there. Let's see if it's the new one yet. It's probably not going to bring it up, the old one there. If I hit refresh, let me hit the refresh button here. You might grab the new link. David. You might just have to give it a little bit. Copy the image address. Let me see what that is. Yeah, if it's not there, it won't find it. But it should update soon. It's probably just caching that for now. What you can do is just clear all your settings and then log in again. You don't even need, you'll have to log in again, but that'll clear your settings and get you all set. You can see that there are a lot of associates in here that you weren't seeing in the other Live Business Center. I'm sure. Probably an awful lot of them. Yeah, the lazy blog poster works with WordPress blogs. It's fantastic. It just saves so much time. That's how I post everything about the bootcamp training and everything. Okay, do you guys have any other questions? We have some time left. Lots of time. We will probably never have a capture page for the Live Business Center. The reason is what will happen is people will put it in a traffic exchange, right? And it'll just get hit a million times for no reason. And that the system isn't designed for that. It's designed to actually communicate with people. You don't want it just flashing up and down. Even the old Business Center, you know, the old Live Business Center, that didn't work very well with many of the traffic exchanges because they would block it. So T13, we might do that just with the chat area. But don't count on those a lot because they don't work anymore. Most companies, most browsers block that stuff. They will not put up Flash anymore. They don't do it. That's why we're moving to this. So just another thing is, I know that you guys are used to, remember the guests that would show up? Most of them weren't seeing the Live Business Center, right? The way it works with Google Chrome and Firefox is they don't allow Flash unless somebody acknowledges it. Even though we trace it as a guest, they're not really seeing it in there. It's not the old days anymore. The things are just so secure now, and that's why this system, you can see everybody is in it. And with the other Live Business Center, it still works, but it's just more tedious for the average user to come in and turn it on because they actually have to turn it on. Do you guys have any questions about that? Yeah, and by the way, to Linda, the Live Business Center sites, they still work fine. There's no monitor in there, but their automatic chat thing does come up and says, sign up below, and so all of that still functions fine. But I'm sure if I asked everybody if they want to go back to the old Live Business Center, they would say probably a no, because you don't see these people like Paul Reynolds, Alexei, Lubov. You're just not. I haven't even sent out an announcement to all of our associates about this. I've sent a few little teasers out, but I haven't sent a mass mail yet. I'm preparing to do that today. No, Rich, no way. Not possible. Some of them were, that's the thing, but not a lot of them. But the problem with that question is I can't accurately answer it because I'm not sitting at those computers that were there, right? I'm not there. So I don't know. It depends on, do they have Kaspersky? Is Kaspersky blocking it? Do they have McAfee? Is McAfee blocking it? Are they using Windows Defender? Windows Defender might come up and say, we've shut off Flash. Do you want it on? And they'll say no because they don't know what Flash is. Then you got Google Chrome, this kind of thing. If they're not on an HTTPS, it won't show the video, but it'll still track it as a guest. Do you guys follow that at all? It's a very complex thing with Flash because, like I said, Flash, if you try to run Flash on this device, it won't work. It doesn't. They decided many years ago that it just took too much computer power to put this thing up. So a lot of administrators, for example, traffic exchanges, if you have a Flash in there, they won't allow the page. I've had to remove it from a lot of pages because we have some members that spend a lot of money promoting, and they would fill out a support ticket saying, hey George, I really want to promote this page, but the company is saying no because there's this object on the page. Of course, the object is Flash. So what I do is I can build them an alternate page. But, you know, guys, it's the time is, you know, our time with the old Live Business Center and that is it's coming to an end, right? You just can't keep fighting and fighting to keep it running when the browser companies are the ones in charge, right? They decide what you can and can't do. David says, adding it by script into my other websites considered the same as a landing page. I'm not quite sure I understand that. Adding it by script. Yeah, you can, Jen, you can take any video that you want and put it on a landing page using your landing page builder up here. So if you go under website management, just go to your landing page builder and you can put any video that you want up, right? You can even record the Live Business Center if you want, right? Record it and then post the video to the landing page and say, check this out. You know, that kind of thing. This is amazing. This is, you know, that's kind of going to work a little bit better than the actual Live Business Center. Because people will see it and then they got to sign up to see the real one. So we might go with that angle too. You have the ability, for example, right now I'm in a system that's recording my video on my desktop. Okay, and I can take this video and I could save it and I could put it in one of these landing pages, or I could do a Google Hangout. You can also use a program to broadcast this on Facebook, which I used to do. I don't do it very much anymore, just as a time thing. I don't really have the time to do that, but it will rebroadcast as if it's live to YouTube or Facebook. I'll give you the name of the program. It's called, where is it? Let me see here. I don't remember for the life of me the name of the program, but I think if I scroll down my list here, I can find it. Let me see. It's a really good program. I'll find it. Gotta find it eventually. I'm on the K's already and I don't see it. And it's going to come up here eventually. Let me see which one it is. XSplit. That's it. Here, I'll give it. It's called XSplit Broadcaster. Okay, so I'll type it up in here for you. XSplit Broadcaster. And it's free. I've never paid a nickel for it. And when you get it configured, which doesn't take a long time because you just hook it into your Facebook account and your YouTube account, and it automatically gets your settings for you, and then it says, what do you want to broadcast? And you can give it either, you can live broadcast if you want through your webcam, or you can take a video that you recorded and broadcast that in your Facebook page or whatever you want, completely free. I can tell you one thing, and I remember I told Wallace Johnson this many, many years ago. The best pages that work are the simplest ones for landing pages. The ones with no video, no audio, no live business center, no nothing. That just say simply, like this is a perfect example. Do you see how basic and simple this is? These get the most opt-ins. Okay? They get the most positive results because people come here, there's no person talking, there's no video loading, there's no, the little person that comes up and tells you about the page. Those all look good, and I'm not saying never to use them, but what I am saying is the sites that work as landing pages are the simplest ones that just say, advertise 5 URLs for 1 year. People go and they don't read any of this. Then they read at the bottom, it says, join free and find out how. Well, then they just go and that's it, right? They just fill out the page. Whereas if you have a long video or you have a chat system on there, the problem is it confuses people. They don't know what it is. They say, well, I don't really want to chat and I don't really want to watch a video. I'm here for 10 seconds, right? The average time that people spend on these pages from Safeless and traffic exchanges are the time on the counter, right? Like the average counter is 10 seconds. So you need a page that will convey your message, which is a benefit-oriented message, right? What is the benefit that they're going to get? Can you do that in 10 seconds? Yes. Advertise your site 1 year, join free, that's 4 seconds right there, and then now they're going to make time for this. Okay? Think like a millionaire thinks. Millionaires want a lot of signups. Millionaires don't care about minutia. They don't. Do you ever go to a casino? There's 1,000 machines that all look the same. They're not complicated. They all have bells and whistles, right? Go to a racetrack with horses. They're all horses. They run around a circle. You bet on them. If the guy wins, you win money, right? Simple, basic, absolute, simple. This page is an example of that. This is the page that's going to generate signups. Take a look at another one. How about this one? There's nothing on the page that's going to confuse. Let us show you how to drive 100,000 visitors to your site. Take the tour for free. That's it. I know it's so, you just want so bad to have that incredible moment with people. But you got to remember that there's going to be a timer up here that says 10 seconds. If you go to Google, for example, or Facebook, and you spend a lot of money advertising, well, now you might want to have a video. You might want to have a presentation, right? People aren't going to have a timer now. Such as solo ads. You know when you send out a solo ad? You could put a video on something like that. It would probably work okay because they're not on a timer. When they're getting a solo ad and they click on it, and I'm talking about just a solo through an AWeber list or something like that, they're coming there because they want to know. They're not coming there to earn credits. Okay, so always keep that in your mind that, am I sending this out to somebody who is just going to click on it to earn credits? If the answer is yes, then you want simple. Because you want to capture their attention. You've got about 5-6 seconds. All right? And what will happen is an incredible thing, is you will convert. That's why so many people who use Safeless, they don't work. Right? They say, oh, Safeless don't work. Well, no, the Safeless will work great if you make sure that you advertise properly to that system. All right? How are we looking? 9:48. We're doing good. Yeah, and it's just like what Jan is saying. These things have to be extremely simple, quick. think about yourself, right? Say that you're in a safe list or something, and you get an email, and you click on it for credits. You're going to look at the ad most likely because you have to. At the top of the page, there is usually a captcha that says click on number 7, right? You've seen that, and you get to click on the 7. Well, for sure, you're looking at the ad. So if you can catch their eye with something that says something like this, you're going to get them. They're going to sign up. Now, once they've signed up, they're on your list. They're on our list too, right? They go in your prospect manager. You can email them anything you want. They will get an email asking to join your Aweber list if you have one connected, right, under ad examples. Things like that. Now we are in control of these people, meaning we can send them information over and over again about different things. We can send them, do you want to join my affiliate program? Do you want to chat with me in Skype? That kind of a thing. And when they log in again, we can get in touch with them again. And if they say, no, I don't want to buy right now, tomorrow they might come in and say, well, you know what, I'm kind of looking at this again. I like your style, you know, like, tell me about the silver program. Well, then someone like Brian will be in here and they'll say, well, on the top menu, click on the link that says order silver membership. All right? And then they'll click on that link and they'll say, oh, okay. Then go from there. This is the thing that people don't get, right? They come into our program and they've got a lot of affiliate programs. And I say to them, just hold on to those for a sec. Take a look at the system that we're showing you to do, because you're going to generate a list. And once you have that list, then you can send anything you want to them, right? Because they're on your list. You can continue to work on converting them into one of your programs. Or, you know what? They might just come in as an associate for 6 months and never do anything. They might use the ad stream. They might use some of the goodies. But the bottom line is they might be in there for 6 months, but they're still on the list, and they may upgrade. Do you want to know how we put that into action? I'll tell you a little secret. I think you're going to like this secret. You notice when you go to lesson 3 that it says get your bonuses. Do you see this? Okay, now here's how to get those bonuses, right? Well, what happens to people is they want their bonuses, and I want to give them. So they'll go into their solo ads and traffic, and they'll click this just like the instructions say. And then they click here to enter their package details. So everybody becomes a member of all these sites. Well, guess what that is to World Profit? Those are a lot of lists. And that's why we have people coming back to us after 6 months or a year or 2 years, because they become a member of one of these and they keep them, and then they remember us and say, oh yeah, I want to go back with them. That kind of a thing. Home Business 2020, yeah, that's one of our newer ones here. I think that's just down here, isn't it? Home Business 2020. This is from a company called, oh, actually, I think I'm running Bootstrap on this, am I not? Just fonts, Google Fonts, that's all. That's the one that you want me to add Bootstrap, and then I can do that. Yeah, that's no problem. Can you fill out a support ticket, Jan, and just remind me about that, and I'll just add some Bootstrap and add some mobile stuff in there. We'll just wrap it in some Bootstrap. Fran says, do you think the system is self-sufficient, or does it require Additional action from sponsors. No, I think this system is great. What I would ask you is to let the new Live Business Center take effect. It's one day. I left it running all night, and I'm going to go to our provider for our signaling server and just make sure that's all working good and everything's fine. But you got to give it time. It's just day one, and you can see how busy it is in there. There's a lot of people in here. It's crazy, right? It's just as soon as you look down the list, you see a bunch of people with stars beside their name. The other thing that I would say is if you are doing a solo ad, keep an eye on this area because they should show up on this list, probably near the bottom as they come in. So if you get a note saying somebody just signed up as an associate, you should see them in here, right? Because they all come into this list. Is there a broadcast to your dealers like the prospect manager? In the prospect mailer, there should be a way to connect with your dealers that you've sponsored. We have to be very careful with, I guess we have to be careful with emailing. And the reason is, let me give you an example. We used to let people add to the prospect manager 10 at a time. Okay? So they would put 10 names and 10 emails and then hit, add them. Did you know that we had a couple of people who added 30,000 using a robot program? And you're thinking, well, George, that's no problem, really. You just find out who they are and get rid of them. And I say to you, well, that's no problem, really. Do you have an extra 30 hours in the day? Because that's what it ended up being, is it took away from you folks. Because what was happening was we would get these people that would come in and they would say, guess what? You can add your spam list into the system, and then they would go from there. So with dealers, these are people that are paying money. And we just have to be careful because we don't want to overload their email too much, because they'll get mad and they'll quit. They'll say, you guys are crazy. You're sending me too much email. So we have to be careful. And I know, for example, that Rich, you would never do something like that, but there's 1,000 other people that might. So that's one of the issues. Just like Facebook, right? Have you ever gone to Facebook and seen all of the ads for automatic tools to promote and post to groups? I bet you guys have, right? Imagine Facebook. Affiliate blaster in solo ads, yeah. Well, Bobby Joe, people have robot programs, and they're not good, but they, yeah, why would you want to? That's a good question. Jan says, I think when we send the 25th, yeah, Jan, that's great. You're also welcome, Jan, to take the code, the view source on there, and just you can modify it if you want. Send me the file. I can update it. Yeah, that would be great. For sure. Do that. That would save me some time too. Well, what we're in is a situation which is the same as anything. The internet is an open system, and I'm really happy to say this. World Profit and our Live Business Center has been very good the last few years because I think people are starting to just get busy online earning money. I think the robot programs have seen their day. I don't think people use them very much anymore because Facebook kicks them out, or eventually they get kicked out of all the systems, right? I also am in a couple of very private Facebook groups, and they share information on people and email addresses that you don't want, and I add them to our block list. So there's not that many anymore. There used to be about 10 a day. Now there's 1 a week. People just give up after a while, and they say, geez, I better start doing this the right way. So Otilia, no, you shouldn't do that. Otilia, what you should do is get to lesson 3, and then go to the training video here under training on the top menu and follow that first video. All right, don't play with your website. Don't worry about associates. All of those are being automatically emailed on your behalf every single day by us. So every time an email goes out of World Profit, it is tagged to the sponsor. It's not tagged to us. We don't sell anything as a company. Everything is sold through our members. All right, so that's what I would recommend. All right, so I'm going to end the recording now. If there are any other questions, if you have any other issues or anything, just fill out a support ticket, and we'll get to you. Again, to the monitors, a huge thank you for your patience with this new system. I know it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the other system, but what I like about it is it has 100%, viewing ability by everybody on everything. I am preparing a special, like for phones. Like if you go into the member area on a tablet, it looks fine this way. But on a phone, I'm going to be getting rid of the right and left sides and kind of having everything on a smaller video, or not video, but a screen, right? There's only so much things that you can put on some guy's phone on his pocket. So what I want it to be is, Brian and the chat area, and of course the top buttons. Okay, so when people come in on a mobile device, they're just going to see those essential, important things. That way they can, they can still navigate, but it'll be a lot more efficient. Okay, so, and thanks, Robert. Thank you all for your help. And again, thank you to the monitors for fantastic way that you guys are handling this. It's just, words escape me. It's just incredible. Okay, so I'm going to end the recording.